probably a really bad view, and I'm sorry because I don't have anything to put my camera on, but we are a few minutes away from my friend Camber's house, and I have the surprise for the kids. This is the first time that we've seen Canberra in almost 6 months now because of the whole COVID and everything like that. We've been, you know, steering clear of each other, which sucks. But we're on our way to her house right now. We're like 9 minutes away. Again, I know that this is a really bad angle. I've got to set up my tripod in the car again. I took it off when I wasn't vlogging anymore. Hi, baby, come here. What are you doing? What do you think of your surprise? What are you doing, goofball? He's not gonna hurt you. Can you say hi to your friend? Did I turn my car off? I don't think I did.
This is Jackson. Ryder. Oh! Hi, Ryder.
Can you go say hi to Landon?
Get out. This is. Hey, hey, Ryder. Oh my God! Get out.
Welcome back. I've been trying to get videos out there to kind of, I guess, I wouldn't say lead upon this, but just to kind of put it out there. So I'm gonna do my 30, 31, and I might just add in my 32. I won't be 32 weeks until Sunday, but all of my symptoms have kind of stayed the same in the past 3 weeks. I would say from 29 weeks up until now. My symptoms have, like, I've had the same symptoms, but I've added more, or more have been added. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to start with me because a lot has been going on. So the last video before the last couple that I've done was in the beginning of July. So after I did my last video in the beginning of July, I don't know if it was just everything that was going on with myself and just life, and then obviously everyone's going through this global pandemic, so that also takes a toll on people. But I just kind of took a, I guess it would be like 2 week, almost somewhere around there, like 2 weeks mental health break, and I was getting ready to start to come back, and I got smacked in the face with some family news. So July has just been a complete whirlwind for me. I thought the last couple months with just the pandemic and then being pregnant and trying to enjoy it while having to go to appointments by myself and all this other stuff was bad. But so far this month has been the worst. There's only been a couple positives throughout this month, but I took the 2 week mental health break. I don't know if it's everything combined or what, but I felt like my depression was coming back. I was to the point to where, like, I didn't want to do anything with the kids. I didn't even want to be pregnant. Like, if there was a way that I could not be pregnant without harming the baby, then I would choose that over dealing with everything on top of being pregnant. it's been really, really rough, and I don't want to seem like I'm complaining, but I'm also trying to keep it 100% real, because I know that there's other YouTubers that are also pregnant during this pandemic, and I know that it's probably super hard for them, just like it is for me. But so I had been dealing with that. My husband and I decided that we were going to use the same coping mechanisms that we used after I had my first daughter, when the postpartum depression and depression in general was extremely bad. So we had used those, and I was getting to the point to where it wasn't as bad. I'd have days, but it wasn't as bad. And then one of my best friends, Brittany, she flew down from, or up, down, whichever. She flew out from Texas and was staying with another one of my best friends, Canberra. So on July 13th, we went up there, spent the whole day. That's where I got my, I mean, literally everything but maybe like 20 pieces of clothing for baby boy. And it was just really good it was like a nice break that I needed with everything that was going on. It was a breath of fresh air, just being able to see them and spend time with them and just not think about all of what was going on, and have a break and just enjoy being myself with my two best friends, and then just watching all of our kids, which out of us we have, I think there's 8, and once little man is here there'll be 9 just between the 3 of us. But I went and I did that, and that was a nice breath of fresh air. And the next day when I got home, I got some not so great news that my grandpa passed away. And I'm going to try not to get like emotional about it. But I got the news after I came back and thought that I was going to be on a better page with depression and just anxiety and emotions and all of that stuff. But it wasn't. It was like a slap in the face of reality. He went in to have a surgery that he's had before, and he came out and he was fine. He was doing well. He couldn't wait to get back home to walk him and my grandma's dog. And later that night, my grandma got the phone call saying that he was in cardiac arrest, and I guess they couldn't revive him and he didn't make it. So I got that right after feeling like I had a breath of fresh air, kind of steered clear of doing any type of sit down videos until I could figure out how I actually felt, because it still doesn't seem real. But there's been other things going on. I'm just trying to get back to a happy spot, or one that I can at least feel okay enough with working on, more like a work in progress. And I think that's where I'm at right now. I'm a big ball of work in progress. But I know other moms have probably gone through this type of thing to where, well, they're pregnant. I mean, especially now, I've never gone through what feels like postpartum depression while being pregnant until now. And I think a lot of it is just being inside and isolated. And I mean, I don't really have a whole bunch of friends. All my friends don't live super close, so it's hard to really do anything. And then when I do get the chance, I only get a couple hours because of how far they live, or, you know, a couple days while they're visiting. So it sucks. And then I don't have any family to watch the kids, so I can, I don't know, go drive and get a Starbucks and sit in my van in the driveway while I don't have any kids. Or it's just a lot, and it's I'm ready for it to be over, for all of it to be over, for pregnancy to be over so he can finally be here, for COVID to be over so my kids can go back to a somewhat normal lifestyle again. Jackson, I think in these couple weeks, knowing that mommy's birthday is coming and his sister's birthdays are coming and his dad's birthday and then the baby coming, and I think it's hitting him more and more and more that they're not going to be normal birthday parties like they usually are due to this sickness. He had a little bit of a breakdown earlier about how he hopes that it's over by the time his birthday comes so he can invite his friends from school to his birthday. His birthday's not even until December, so it's just been really, really hard, and I've been trying to stay focused with putting videos out and all of that, but it's extremely hard to do that when I feel like I'm faking what I'm doing, or I'm faking like my smile with other stuff that's going on. So that's why I took that break. I'm hoping that I'll be able to stick with the schedule that I've been doing, which is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday videos. Get back into the swing of things, maybe start being able to upload at least once or one video a weekend. But we're back on to the track of trying to get back into that. Coping, my husband's helping me. We're just staying focused with trying to be better, both of us, and just get myself into a good like mental state for myself, for the kids, for him in general. But that's just been what's been going on with me. I hope you guys understand that, you know, people need to take a break sometimes. I will now move on to baby boy. So I am 31 weeks and 5 days, almost 6 days. And by the time you guys see this, I will already be 32 weeks, which is insane to think. So last week, I had 2 different appointments. I had my regular OB appointment, which at that appointment, they basically went over like, oh, you have to, this is coming up and this is coming up, and I asked about COVID testing and everything else. I got my Tdap, or whooping cough shot, and they listened to his heartbeat, said it was great, my weight's great, yada yada yada. And then they measured his fundal height, which at my last appointment, which was 2 weeks prior to that, so the beginning of July, I was measuring right at 28 weeks. And this past one that I went to, which was on the 14th, fundal height wise, he was measuring 34 weeks. So he's measuring big from that. And basically the doctor said that when I go for my next ultrasound, they'll be able to determine if it's just like position, or, you know, there could be a numerous things as to why fundal height is that way, but it'll be a more definite when we go and see like weight and all of that during the ultrasound. So I had the ultrasound that Friday on the 17th, and I was 30 weeks 5 days. So at that ultrasound, it was just a growth scan, just checking on baby. They were watching him practice his breathing, looking at his heart. They were checking fluid. So they were measuring him. They measured his belly, and his belly, they measured it, or she measured it 3 different times, and it all came up at 34 weeks. And everything else was measuring like 32 weeks, 33 weeks. So not super far ahead, but not super far behind either. But when she was going through everything, she said that it looked like his belly was super big, but his head and like his legs and arms didn't seem as big as his belly. It just looked like he was going to be a chunky little guy. So then toward the end, they estimate the weight, and they were estimating that at 30 weeks 5 days, my baby was weighing 4 pounds and 5 ounces already, which at my last one, which is at like 28 weeks, he was only measuring 2 pounds 5 ounces. So he's definitely, I think he's getting more food or more nutrition out of what I eat on a daily basis than I get myself. But so they told me all of that stuff. She got some pictures, which I'll show you in a second. But then I went to talk to the doctor, and the doctor was basically saying that his belly was measuring, or the percentage wise for his belly was 99%, or in the 99th percentile. And the rest of him was in the 89th percentile or 86th percentile. So it looked like he was going to be a big baby. I don't know if it's due to COVID or it's something that they do over at the hospital now, because it's where I've gotten all of my ultrasounds. But they checked my blood pressure. Well, this last time when they checked my blood pressure after my ultrasound, it was elevated. And so they kept asking me if I had like gestational diabetes or if I've had any issues with like blood pressure or anything like that. And I've never had any issues. My normal blood pressure is usually in like the 120s. It's like 120 over 80, somewhere around there. So it's not like normal. Obviously my blood pressure is normally normal, and this time it was slightly elevated. So the ultrasound tech seemed a little concerned. She had me wait for the doctor. They came back. The doctor came in with a teaching student and did my blood pressure again, and it was 134 over like 70. I'm just gonna have to keep an eye on that, blah 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 blah. When he took me into his little office area, he just went over everything, like percentage wise where baby was, looking like he was big, because at the last appointment he was in like the 50th percentile, and now he's back up to the 80th, because the one before that he was at the 80th as well. So he's looking like he's gonna be a little bit bigger. That doctor estimated that at 39 weeks he's probably going to be around 9 pounds. So they were saying that they want to monitor my blood pressure more. And then he also said that at the end of August I'm going to start getting biophysicals, which, if you don't know what those are, it's basically just 3 different tests that they do. They check fluid, they watch baby's breathing, and then they rank it. And if it's below a certain number, then you have to go get an NST, which is just a non-stress test. And if it's, you know, a passing number, you're fine, you're good. So from August 28th to September 18th, which is 2 days before my due date, or a day before my due date, I will be getting biophysicals on top of weekly OB/GYN appointments. But I did get some pictures of the ultrasound. So this is the 3D 4D that they gave me, with his little chunky little face and his nose and his hands over here, which any of my other pictures or any other time that we've been in the ultrasound, he always has his hands up by his face or covering his face. I was surprised that he wasn't smushed this time like he was last time. And this is just the normal profile picture. All of this right here is hair. That's all his hair. That's his profile picture. And then this is just another profile one where you can see his little lips sticking out more, but that again is hair over here. So that is little baby C. As for name, I think we might have his name. I am not 100% sure, just because the names that I thought that we were using all together with the middle name, my husband has changed his mind with middle name. So I don't know for sure if his first name is a for sure yet. But if it is, we have it. We're just working on a middle name. But that's everything with him. I don't really have any new symptoms. Pregnancy wise, for me, I am extremely exhausted. I've always been exhausted throughout this pregnancy. But I feel like the 3rd trimester now, at almost 8 months pregnant, it's downhill. I can't even stay up past, let's see, it's 9 o'clock right now. I got the kids in bed by 7:30, took a shower, and started filming with you guys, and I've been filming for like 20-ish minutes, and I don't know how many times I've yawned and feel like I need to go to sleep. But I probably won't, because I don't feel that tired. I just feel exhausted, and today has not been a great day, just like any other day, or some of the last couple days that I've had, but today was pretty bad. I've been getting some random headaches here and there, but nothing too bad. I did buy a blood pressure machine, which I think I said in my last video. And so I've been checking that. I noticed that if I sit too long, or like sit with my feet crisscross applesauce, or like onto each other, or in an odd position, that my feet after a few minutes get all tingly, when normally it takes a little bit longer than that for them to get tingly. So I don't know if that's a pregnancy symptom. I don't know if that's just like me. I don't know. He also likes to make super big movements, and as far as I know, unless he's flipped again, which it doesn't feel like it, he was finally head down at the last appointment, which is good news because the 2 before that he was breech. But he likes to, when I wake up in the morning or when I'm trying to go to bed, he'll stretch his legs out up here. And if you know, or if you watch any of my other videos, I have his bed over here just to kind of get used to it. And so I have to slide from here down to get out of bed. So doing that, I'm obviously pushing this way, which is pushing down to where his feet are, which makes it very uncomfortable for me to get out without having to make like a sound getting out of bed. I can't help it, but I waddle even if I don't want to. Just feels like there's a boulder down there, and it's just the easiest way for me to walk without really feeling too much pain or being super uncomfortable. He also likes to, I don't know if it's headbutting, I don't know if it's punching or whatever. I'm gonna say that it's probably both. On my cervix, he likes to headbutt or punch my cervix, especially at night when I'm trying to figure out what position I want to go to sleep in. If I want to fall asleep on my left or my right, which a lot of the time I try to fall asleep on my left because I know that that's better. But I end up, in my first pee break at like 2 in the morning, I'll end up waking up and I'm on my back, and then when I get back in bed, I'll go to sleep on my right side, and when my second pee break comes up, I'll be on my back again. I'm not purposely trying to sleep on my back, but I guess that's the most comfortable position for me when I'm in my sleep moving around. I'm out of breath way more. There's a lot of food aversions that I've been having. Like my gummy worms, I don't want them anymore. I have them, but I don't want them, so I might just bring them to the hospital, put them in the hospital bag as like a snack after. I think that's the only food aversion. Minus, instead of wanting Pepsi lately, I've been wanting like root beer or like Coke, and normally I like Pepsi. I think that's it, besides feeling some Braxton Hicks here and there more often. I get this pain, and I don't know if it's part of like the lightning crotch or it's just how he's sitting right there, but right above my pubic area I get like this tight pressure to where like if I touch it, obviously I can feel it, but the pain doesn't go away. So I don't know if that's part of like where he's sitting. It's getting down to the final weeks of pregnancy that are going to be the longest final weeks of pregnancy. I will show you guys my belly at, we're just gonna say that it's 32 weeks because we're almost there. We only have another day. Belly at almost 32 weeks. As you can tell, even my normal shirts don't fit anymore. And he's pretty low in the front, just a big old ball. That is my 30, 31, and 32 week pregnancy update with baby boy, my 4th baby. If you guys like watching these pregnancy updates, wanting to be there for the birth vlog, or you know, any other videos that I do with the rest of my kids and this one, go ahead and like and subscribe. or subscribe to stay up to date with this crazy journey. We have so many more videos coming, and the next week or two I think I'm going to do my postpartum, and then depending how my next 2 appointments go, I may be doing my hospital bag as well, and then it'll just kind of be updates and baby watches and normal day in the lives and everything else. But if you like this, please subscribe, stick along for the journey, and we will see you guys next time.